I've got lovely Bella here. She is a 5.5-month-old Cavachon. Bella, say hi to the camera. She just wants this treat I've got in my hand. So she's 5.5 months and she is a Cavalier crossed with a Bichon. They are very popular at the moment and they take a lot of grooming, so it's quite important that you start them from a young age. Puppy desensitization is really, really important, not only so that it makes them comfortable, it also makes our job easier when they're older as well. So we normally start about a week after their second vaccination. It's very important to find a local salon close to you that you trust and get them in as soon as you can, because these key stages are really important before they get too old and then they get too nervous and too shy, and it almost becomes a fear once they're a bit older. So hello. So this is lovely Bella here. I'm going to do a little puppy intro on her today, and I'm just going to talk through some of the products we would use and how to desensitize puppies and get them used to the grooming process. So she is a bit unsure of being on the table, you can tell, because she's trying to get off, but she is wagging her tail, so she is very, very happy to be here today, aren't you? Hey. So first of all, I would use a very mild shampoo. So I love the baby fresh one here, or even the puppy kitty one, which you can use on cats as well, which is amazing. These are really mild because puppies do have really sensitive skin when they're younger, so it's really important that you don't use anything really heavily fragranced, or definitely not human shampoo. Definitely not human shampoo. Dogs have a different pH level to us, so it's very bad if you use kind of baby Johnson shampoo or things like that on them, just because it can cause lots of skin issues, dry skin, itchy skin, and it's just not good for their coat or their skin. So definitely use a specific puppy shampoo for them when you're bathing. And then we just start slowly. So we're gonna start with brushing. So first of all, I'm just gonna show her the brush so she knows what I'm gonna do so she can sniff it. Good girl, what's that? Good. And I never groom a puppy without treats. Treats are your best friend. Most puppies are foodie. If they're not, you can always get a toy. Good girl, good girl. You can always get a toy, and just whatever they love, get their owner to bring something that they love so that they associate it with something positive. So I'm gonna brush her and then give her a treat so that she knows what I'm doing. Good, good girl. When you're recommending grooming at home for puppies, I always recommend propping them up on a table, because otherwise they think that it's playtime. So if you start brushing them on the floor, I hear lots of people say, oh, they chew the brush, they bite the brush on the floor. That's because they think it's playtime. That's where you play with them and that's where you do everything fun, feed them. So they will start biting the brush. So put them up on a table and then you can brush through, and then they can kind of tell the difference between playtime and what's grooming time. And start slow, so just two minutes at a time. Do some, reward them, put them on the floor. And that's normally enough for them when they're very young. She's a bit older now, so we're gonna do a little bit more. Hey, good girl. Here we go. Ready? Can you sit? Good. There we go. So when we're doing puppy intros, we also hold their face kind of under here. If they don't tolerate holding their beard, we kind of wrap our fingers around their head. I'll just demonstrate that now. So I hold the neck strap with one finger, and then I put my 2 fingers either side of the head here, and that just supports them so that you know when they're going to move. You can feel when they're going to move. So when you're using the scissors near their eyes, it's really important, if you feel that they're going to move, by doing this you can sense it and move your scissors away from their eyes quite quickly. So that's quite important. And then as they get used to it more, you can start holding their beard under here. Obviously if they pull away, then let go, because they're going to pull their hair out, which isn't going to be nice for them. So just start really slow. Pop, 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 pop. And with puppies, distraction is key. You can see there she started chewing the neck strap. So distraction with food at any point. You don't want to make it negative. So if you start telling them off for these things, they're gonna probably do it more, to be honest with you. They're like children. If you tell them no, they do it more. So distraction is key. If they start doing something that you don't want them to do, so i.e. biting the brush, biting the scissors, biting the neck strap, then just distract them. So get them to do something else, get them to do a sit, get them to do a touch. Yep, good girl. And that distracts their attention and draws them to something else, and then you can move on. Good, good girl. In our salon, we do lots of puppy packages. We have an amazing puppy package that all of our customers go for. We offer a bulk price, so they pay a certain price, and it includes a whole list of things. So they get a desensitization visit, They get a puppy groom, and we also include their full groom. They get 2 playtime sessions, a goodie bag, a certificate, everything. And it is heavily discounted, but it means that we have, by 6 months, we have a confident and level-headed dog that is comfortable with being groomed, which is really important because they're going to need grooming, especially with these breeds with the poodles and the Bijons in. They need grooming every kind of 4 to 6 weeks, roughly. Maybe a bit less if they have less hair, but if they're the woolly type, 4 weekly, we see most of ours. For the rest of their life, so that's 10 to 15 years. So it's better if they enjoy coming rather than dread coming. So these puppy sessions are really important to get them used to that and just desensitize them as well. So I'm just going to talk through some behaviour as well. It's really important in our job to know dog behaviour. It plays a huge part in our job, and you can avoid a lot of situations to get to it as well. When I kind of see that people have been bitten and things, there is always lots of signs before that they bite. It's called the ladder of aggression. And it starts with things like looking away and lip licking. They might shy away from you. They can tuck their tail under. There's a whole ladder, and it escalates up to a growl and up to a bite. So it's really important to pick up on those signals, even as such as an ear flick is a calming signal for a dog, because they can't talk to us. They can't tell us if they're nervous or if they're terrified or if they want us to stop. So by picking up on these calming signals, we can really predict what a dog's going to do, and then we can move forward from there. So if they're kind of wagging their tail, they're comfortable. If they're sitting and kind of interacting with you, that's good. If they're shying away and lip licking and flicking their ears and yawning is another big one as well. That's actually midway up the ladder. That's when you need to kind of divert and distract, which is a really important lesson to learn in grooming, because then you know, and you can avoid a lot of things and make it a really positive experience for them. Good girl. Good girl. So I'm just going to do now some desensitization with the scissors. And you can recommend that people do this at home, not with scissors, but with a different object. So normally with our puppies, we would say to use a pen, instead of our scissors. So we would say to them, put them on a table, get a little pen. I know, darling, I know, just stand there. There we go. And then you just want to touch the areas that they're most sensitive with. So around their face, good to go, good to go. Around their bottom, here, and also around their feet is normally another key area. So you can see I'm not actually cutting anything on her, I'm just desensitizing her to having things in between her toes, which, let's face it, none of us like things between our toes. I would hate it if someone touched my toes, hate it. So it's really important to get them used to it. And you can see she's being really, really good for this. Good girl. And I do that on all 4 feet, and I recommend at home that people do it with objects such as pens or even a lollipop stick, just to get them used to it. Good, good. And she kicked out then, so I'm going to stop because she's had enough. There we go. So the last thing after a puppy desensitization session is a nice fragrance spray. Baby Fresh is my favorite. It smells like talcum powder, and all of our owners absolutely love it. So I just spray them with this after. Oh, good girl, you smell all pretty. And then they go home happy, having had a really positive experience, and then normally they're ready to come back for a groom next time. Say bye, Bella. Say bye.